welcome to another video. So in this video I just wanted to go over my leased car that I'm about to return. It is a 2015 Acura TLX. It is the 2.4 liter engine, and I got the one with the technology package. I leased it in October of 2015, and on October 16th, 2018, I returned it. So just wanted to do a video on some of its features, some video of me cleaning it up and getting ready for it to go back. It's been a pretty good car. The only issue I've had with it was actually 2 months ago. The battery on it died, and I'm not sure if that's normal for a 3-year-old car to have a battery die, but I live in Florida, so that could be the reason. I wouldn't be surprised. So anyway, like I said, I got the 2015 TLX with the tech package. The 2.4 liter has 206 horsepower, 8-speed dual clutch transmission, and that's the one thing that's another thing that's kind of weird is the transmission. It has been a little finicky at times, and I think it's just because it has so many gears. And before this, I've driven cars with basically 4 to 6 speed transmissions, and those seem to be pretty standard. But it looks like a lot of cars nowadays are going to CVT transmissions, which is just 1 gear. So some of the stuff that's included in the technology package is it came with the navigation system, and it's an old system. And I don't know if they've changed it by now, but one of the things that I got every year was I would get an email or a letter asking me to buy the DVD to update the maps, and no. It was always $100 to $150 for the map for the update, which is just insane. I mean, I didn't feel the need to pay that much to update the map on the navigation system. Google Maps and Apple Maps on my phone worked pretty fine, and it's free, so I just ended up using that. It does have real-time traffic. It seems to still work, but I don't know if that has any. I don't know if I think it's something to do with Acura Link, which I believe you pay for. I got Acura Link for free, I think, for a couple months when I first got the car. It also came with the Sirius Xm, and I got 6 months of that for free. And man, Sirius Xm, they send you a lot of letters. They really, really try to get your business, and it's very annoying. I still get the letters to this day to tell me to get XM again. I'm like, I don't care for it. It's just not. I pay for Spotify, and I like Spotify, and it's a lot cheaper. So, let's see. So it came with the Acura Link, which I only had for a couple months when I first got the car. It came with the ELS Studio audio system with 10 speakers, and I will say that is the one thing I will very much miss. The sound system in the car is fantastic. It is a great system. And I mean, obviously I can't play something in a car and play it on YouTube because you won't, really be able to appreciate it, but it's a fantastic system. If you have an Acura, but if you don't, if you go to the Acura dealership and you just sit in one of these cars, the ILX has it, the TLX has it, I believe the RDX and the MDX probably have the option. It's a fantastic system. So definitely will miss that. It has the HD radio, which honestly I didn't really notice the difference between HD radio and traditional FM radio. It has the forward collision warning system, so basically like the braking system that some cars now come with, but it doesn't actually brake for you. So it'll warn you, but it won't brake for you. So the newer ones come with the actual braking. Lane keep assist system, so basically as long as the camera can detect the lines in the lanes, then the car will warn you if you're getting out of your lane. the blind spot information system, which it's a little different on this car because a lot of cars, you may notice that they have the blind spot monitor in the mirrors on the sides, and you'll see like a little logo light up. On the TLX instead, it shows it, there's a little black piece on the inside of the car, and that shows your if someone's in your blind spot. And later on in the video, you'll actually get to see that. I do take, you know, some video of some of the different things that it does. Perforated Milano premium leather trimmed interior. Okay, it's leather. I like it. I think honestly, even if I had fake leather, I'd be happy. It's easy to clean, and it doesn't cause any problem. They're heated seats, so I've rarely had to use those because, again, I'm in Florida, so it's hot all the time. It does have the automatic climate control, which is nice. You basically just keep it on auto and it does everything for you. You just pick the temperature you want it to be at. Rain sensing windshield wipers, I do go over that too. They can be a little sensitive. So, yeah. Now, if I was to get the advanced package, it comes with it comes with all those features that I just mentioned. Adaptive cruise control, road departure mitigation system, auto dimming side mirrors, front and rear parking sensors, LED fog and puddle lights. Front seat belts are 3-point height adjustable with load limiters and Okay, I'm not sure if that's something that would actually come on just that one. And heated and ventilated seats. And I wish I could tell you the color that I have, but it is a really pretty pearlescent white color. So it's a nice color. And then one of the things I really loved when I got mine was the color of the seats. And I wish I could tell you the name of the color, but it was unique. And the car I had previous to this one was an ILX, and I got that when it first came out. And the ILX I got was the same color, the pearlescent white, and it came with the beige interior. And the beige interior is fine, just shows a little bit more dirt, but this other one is, the one that I have now, it's like a chocolate kind of brown. So I don't have the name of the actual color in front of me, but it's a really nice color. Anyway, so like I said in this video, I'll go over some of the features in the car, as well as me cleaning it up and getting it ready to go back. It's been a great car, and 3 years, it's a good car. From here, I am no longer going to lease again. Maybe I'll lease in the future, but I don't know. It is nice to have a new car, every couple of years, but it does cost, it costs money. And I don't like having a car payment, and I don't think anybody likes having a car payment. So I know I'm not the only person out there. But the car that I am moving to is, I actually paid cash for. I bought a 2010 Toyota RAV4 with a V6, and it's my first time having an SUV, so we'll see how that goes. And so far so good. I installed a backup camera on it. I installed a new radio, a Sony head unit, and it has CarPlay and Android Auto on there, and maybe I'll do a video on that one of these days. I would love to actually have somebody with an Android phone, be able to help me out with that, so I can actually show you guys how that works. Anyway, so I'll get on with the rest of the video, and thank you very much for watching and sticking with me through my whole spiel here. So we're now in the car, so I just wanted to show some of the technology features that are in the car. So it has blind spot monitoring, so if I had a car next to me, which I don't, the little orange light would glow. But one thing I did want to show is on the instrument panel, you'll see this LKAS, and that's the lane keep assist system. And basically it tells you, when you're getting too far over on a lane. And then also on the steering wheel, here's the blind spot monitor showed for a second there. But on the steering wheel, you'll see this other button here, which is the lane keep assist, and it keeps you in the lane. So if you press this while you're driving, and then you'll see in the center here, it has little hands on the steering wheel, but the lanes are filled. And so what that means is basically I can let the steering wheel go for a minute here, and it will keep me in my lane.
and it will tell me to put my hands back on because this isn't fully autonomous or anything. But say for instance the camera couldn't detect the lane or the markers on the road, it would be blank. So that happens a lot. So if you're driving, say through, if you're driving in the city or whatever, and you're going through blocks, then each time you pass through a light, it'll lose it. But then as soon as you get back, you know, on the other side of the block, whatever, it's going to show. So right now you can see that the lanes are clearly visible, and it can clearly see it. And I can let go for a minute. And let's see, it will take a minute to actually like show up. Another thing that this car has is it has a brake warning, but not a actual brake assist, which is kind of weird because I know a lot of cars nowadays have brake assist where basically, you know, in an emergency situation, the car detects that there's a car too close to you or an object too close to you, the car will stop for you. This one doesn't have that, but it does have it'll tell you in the gauge here to brake in big yellow bold letters. Here's an example of the blind spot monitor. As you can see, it turns orange to let you know that someone's in your blind spot, and that does come in very handy. It does come in very handy, and I will miss that. But as you can see, it's still keeping me in the lane. Now, while you're using the lane keep assist, you'll notice that let's see, it's kind of steering for me because I'm going in a curve. So it's kind of steering the wheel for me. I know it's kind of hard to see, but it'll steer a little bit for me, keep me in the lane, which is pretty nice. But like I said, it's not fully autonomous in any way, so you definitely should not be relying on it, but it is nice to have. The steering wheel has a little bit more resistance when it's on, which, I mean, I think is helpful, especially when you're on the highway, and you know, you want to make sure you stay in your lane, so it's doing its job as far as that's concerned. A lot of crap on the road, cool. Anyway, so those are some of the tech features while you're driving. Alright, so I'll just show some more on the inside now that I'm parked here. So the car does come with automatic headlights, and you've got you can actually use, you know, you can use your lights and put them on manually. Now if they come on and you want to turn them off, what'll happen is you turn off, but see how it switches like that? So it wants to stay on auto all the time, which is nice. But if you have to turn them off for some reason, you can turn them off, but it'll go right back on as soon as you turn the car back on. And I don't have the fog lights, but I believe that this switch would have been fog lights if I would have had that option. On the other stock, you do have automatic wipers, and they are pretty good. You have your amount of rain right there that you can adjust to, and it's kind of hit or miss how good it is. It can be kind of annoying because it'll go really fast when it doesn't really need to, but I guess better safe than sorry. The other thing that it does is when you come to a stoplight, the wipers will automatically slow down, which is kind of nice. Now in the center screen here, I showed you the blind, the lane keep assist. Now as you can see here, they're blank now. So that's how it would look if it doesn't see the lanes. When you turn it off, it's just no longer there. So in the center screen there, you'll see you have your, I have my average fuel, so the average miles per gallon. And on the steering wheel, you have this little toggle here that goes through the information screens. So I have that. So, and right now one of my tire pressures is low, one of my tires is low, unfortunately. So, so this will show you the range, so how much is left on the car, on my tank. So my tank has 99 miles left. And on the TLX, it notifies you that it's really low at about 50 miles left. And so there's the warning again, range again. Elapsed time, I think, is just how long you've had on that specific tripometer. Average speed across that tripometer. This is the Ids system, and I'm in the sport mode right now. So I'll show you this. Now on the console here, you have your regular shifter. On the V6, it had a different shifter. It had the buttons. I think a lot of the newer ones have that now. You have your electronic parking brake here. Brake hold, which has been really nice. So brake hold, basically, when you come to a stop, you can let go of the pedal and it will stay stopped, and your brake lights will stay on. And then when you're done, you can just press the gas pedal and it'll take it out of that. Your electronic parking brake, and then the Ids System, that's the toggle right here. So basically you'll just press through this and you'll see you can go through and see Sport Plus is going to be, higher revs. It's going to go as fast as it possibly can. And if you see the P right there, that's where it shows you PRND. When you go through here, now when I go to Econ, you'll see it turns green. When you go to normal, it is blank. And when you go to Sport, in Sport Plus, it's red. Now under Econ, I don't know if you noticed, the air conditioning went down a little bit because it's trying to conserve as much gas as it can. And I keep it in Sport because I've liked Sport. Now also it shows right here the different modes there, and you can kind of see some of the other warning lights in there. So you've got your all-wheel drive, parking brake, transmission problems, and then in here this shows you your brake when the brake light thing comes on that I told you about, your seat belt, as well as your lane keep assist there. And on this side you've got your airbag warning lights, brake warning lights, brake system, etc. Ooh, let me not just zoom in that much. Anyway, some other interesting things in here. So on the radio, I'll be honest with you, I'm not really a fan of this radio. The one thing I will say is that the sound system is fantastic. It's an ELS sound system. I believe it's 10 speakers. You've got a center, you've got the 2 tweeters up here. You also have your 2 speakers here, 2 speakers in the back doors, as well as the subwoofer in the very back center there. And that's been really fantastic system for that. Now this is 2015, so it didn't have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto or any of that stuff. And so you have this dual screen setup, so this will show the majority of your information here. And if you're using the map, say for instance, your navigation, it'll show up there. And then you'll still have your radio and other controls right here. So you also can have your phone up there. So on my phone, it'll have like phone numbers and stuff. Let me just get out of that. But also, you have a little scroll wheel here, so you can go through your station presets and all that good stuff. You do have a couple of color options. I think it's like 4. So the stock color is blue. And one thing that's disappointing is you have only 4, number 1. And number 2, there is ambient lighting in here. So in the doors, there's a little blue light under here. So when you're driving, you have a little blue light there, and it's kind of nice. But the thing is, it doesn't change with this. So the stock color is blue, and it looks great when you have everything matching, but when you change the color of the center screen, that blue goes away. Or, I mean, the blue stays, and the red and whatever color you have stays here. So it doesn't match anymore. So that kind of sucked. Now, I don't know if they fixed that in the later version, but that's what I have on here. So my other issue with this system is the fact that I like buttons, and you don't have very many for your air conditioning and everything. So on here you have your toggle for your heat or cold, and this is synced right now. And then you have your passengers hot or cold toggle. You also have your auto air conditioning, and then your front defroster, rear defroster, and that also controls the mirrors. And I believe that's why that line is in there. You can see that here. There's a little line in the mirror. I could be wrong on that, but I think that's what it's for. Now, my issues with it are, number 1, okay, I don't like that the heated seats are in here. So here, let me show you an average. If you're gonna go to use your heated seats, you're gonna hit the button. Okay, so that's 1. Hit what you want, and then you have to hit the X to go back out. So that's just not a good system. Having to go in like Windows like that, and you're driving, so you don't want to be distracted and have to press these buttons, which is just really annoying. And it's not like the, you know, and you can see the X is kind of small there, so it's kind of like, okay. What else? Oh, also, so your fan speed is here. And again, with the 3 or 4 touches you have to do, it's kind of annoying to have to do that. And then you see the plus is way over here. So if I'm driving, I get to reach all the way over here to adjust this rather than have a knob or a button, you know, something that would have made it a little bit easier. What else? So you got your fan speed there, your AC in sync, and then your inside outside air. And again, like I said, I just don't like this little pop-up like a computer. It's just not, it's not intuitive and it's not easy, especially when you're driving. Like on a computer it makes sense, but on a car, in a car it doesn't make sense. Another interesting thing on this car is, so you see the power button right here and your volume knob? Most cars I've been in have a power volume knob. So when you push the volume, it turns it off. This car has that. It does nothing. It pushes in. But it does nothing. Why is that even there? Now I know they did change this. They did change this in the 18s. And just thought that was just the weirdest thing. I've had this car this long and I'm like, that is just the dumbest design choice. That's your power button. And this literally goes in for no reason whatsoever. So that was just a weird thing. Now in here you got your controls for your navigation, your phone, information, audio. The menu will pertain to whatever you know category you're in. You also have a nighttime mode and a daytime mode for the navigation. What else? Oh, okay. So we've got on here. You've got the sunglasses holder right here, which I've never used because I wear glasses and don't have that luxury. You also have your lights, your interior map lights, and I believe they're LED. You've got your sunroof control. You've also got your Acura Link, which I believe you get a trial of. And then the assist button, you know, your emergency button is kind of interesting. It's kind of like a cockpit button, like in an airplane. So you just pull this down and then you've got access to the button. So I thought that was kind of interesting. You also have your light door controls there. And then your garage door opener, which I never used, and that's kind of sad because I've just been using this the whole time. So another thing I didn't find out until later is the car has, now you have the light up mirror, of course, but I did not know that there was an it extended. I did not know that. So all you do there is you go in here and you just pull it and it's extended. Cars I've seen usually have a little piece that comes out of the end here. So I was a little surprised by that. And it took me, I think, 2 years to figure that out, which is really sad if you ask me. Oh, another cool thing is this mirror is auto dimming. So at night, when it's really, if you have like someone with bright lights behind you, it'll dim. And that's awesome. Now you can also see this mirror is really pretty thick. And then you also see this piece at the top here that it's connected to. And what that has is all the camera equipment and the radar and everything that it uses to detect the lanes, to detect anything in the road, all that stuff. So it's, you know, you want to make sure your window is clean to be using that. But some of the cars now I've noticed have some of the equipment built into the emblem on the front of the car, which is interesting. But for these to work good, you also, you need to have them clean. So let's see, I'm trying to think of what else. So it's got push button start, which is nice. Oh, you do have automatic, you have memory seats in here, which I've never used. But what was interesting about the memory seats is that when you first open the door, it pushes the seat all the way back, and then based on, now you have 1 and 2, you actually have 2 keys. So if key number 1 is detected, it will put it in the position of the first key. If key number 2 is detected, it will put it in the position of the second. So if you have 2 drivers, that's fantastic. I just didn't like how when you open the door, it would pull the seat all the way back, and then as soon as you close the door, it would move you back into your position. And it was kind of annoying because it took too long. So I just turned it off. And down here you've got your lane keep assist system turned off, your traction control, a nice, wow, didn't even realize that could move. A blank button that actually moves. You don't see that very often. And then you've got your gas tank and trunk opener. You've got your mirror controls here, so got your mirror controls. They're all automatic up and down, which is awesome. I love that. It's got this kind of faux wood grain on the dash here, on the doors, and it's got soft touch material all across the top. This kind of leatherish kind of thing, and then hard plastic on the bottom part of the door. But everything else is padded and nice, and it's really nice. It's been a very nice car. It's been very quiet. When you compare it to other cars that I've had, it's very, very quiet. It's still sporty, so it's not like a Lexus quiet. I've been in a Lexus before, and they're always really, really nice and quiet and very smooth. But Acura is a little bit more sporty. Okay, so I guess that's all I'll show you on this, and we'll go to the next one. So I cleaned the exterior a couple days ago, and of course, Hurricane Michael's coming, so got some rain here, but hopefully it stays relatively clean. But about to do the inside for the last time. And, as you can see, she's a little dirty. Gonna give the leather some love. Just got back here and cleaned back here a little bit. Got my little detailing brushes. Still gotta do this side. And got some stuff from my nephews from when we went on a trip a couple months ago. That was just under my seat. But you can see she's a little dusty, a little dirty, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean her up, and I'll show you the after. And here's the trunk. So it's got actually came with a little, not a little, but the plastic liners. And it's not too terribly dirty in here, so give that a quick vacuum. Shouldn't be too bad. I'll wipe those down a little bit. But yeah, it's a little dirty in the seam here. But I'm not really gonna worry about it. It's a little dirty there, but yeah, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna guess that they're gonna clean it much better than I would at the dealership, or I hope they would. But yeah, so I'm gonna get to it. Oh, here's the back seat after it's been vacuumed up. And after the trunk, I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning the leather. See if we can make it look a little bit better. So I did all those cleaning videos, and I didn't even finish showing the car. I decided that I was just gonna go ahead and leave it as is. It's already pretty clean. Here it is after I've cleaned it up. You know, vacuumed everything, wiped everything down. Probably give it another wipe down before I take it back. But yeah, it came out pretty good. And hopefully you can kind of see. Got the carpets all done. Seats all wiped down. I guess I need to wipe them down again. But yeah, it's pretty clean. So this will be the last day. It's Sunday. Take it back in 2 days. There's the door panel there. I'll show you the trunk all clean. Trunk's all cleaned up now, for the most part. Wiped it down with some all-purpose cleaner.